What's up, guys? Gold Gaming here, back with another tank review. Just before the start of the video, as I always say, if you want to send me any replays, please feel free to hit that link in the description. That'll take you to my Discord server, where you can, of course, post any replays in the respective channel, or you can DM me replays if you so choose, with the information provided. I also have an email down there that you can send me replays, of course, with a short description, like what tank it is, how much damage you do, and what map, and we'll see if we get them onto the channel. So today I'm bringing you a review of the RU-251, which was a request by a viewer, as been the past 3 days, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Before we start, I'm going to do my equipment loadouts. As you can see, I am running the calibrated shells, primarily for the high explosive. The RU-251 has HEP, high explosive, what is it? High explosive plastic. I forget what comes after, but basically what it is, it's not like hash, high explosive squash head. It's a plastic round that is, has better penetration. It's another version of cheap hash. It's the reason why I'm not running gun rammer is because, well, the reload is perfect. It's nice and low, and you want to get the hash because you have 112 millimeters of penetration. That gets you through the back of almost all tier 8 heavy tanks and the sides of all medium tanks. So I also run the defense system for the crew because people do HEU, and the camouflage nets. I'm actually going to try switching it to the improved controls, but you can run either. Of course, that is completely up to you as a player. Improved assembly for the HP, the enhanced gun lane drive for the aim time, and of course refined gun for the accuracy, as it is not the best. If I was to use these two slots, of course I would use the toolbox. I mean, who wants to use enhanced tracks? That's just stupid. And then, of course, I would use the consumable delivery system because I don't run. I do run the engine booster, but I do, of course, run the double repair kits, which is, what I usually do. And, of course, to go into provisions, of course, I got double provisions for the crew, and then, of course, the improved fuel. Alright, let's get on to compare tanks. Alrighty, guys. Here we are in compare tanks. As you see, I got the RU-251 up against the German Bulldog, the AMX 1390, FE 301, T-54 lightweight, and the T-49. So first off the bat, as you can see, there is a lot of red and some green, not too much. I do want to go ahead and mention that the RU-251 and the German Bulldog, these two tanks are practically okay, they're not the same tank, but they have very, very, very similar aspects, as we will see in this, compared video. So we go ahead and go into the firepower department. There we go, I finally said it correctly. Across the board, this thing has the, what is it? The best DPM. And of course we do switch it to hash across the board. The German Bulldog actually has better DPM when using hash, primarily because the the German Bulldog also has the HEP, the high explosive plastic round. So let's go and switch back to the AP. And of course, as you can see, well, of course, we're going to keep the hash on the T-49, as I did a video 2 days ago. If you want, you go check that out. I did a comparison video on the T-49 as a request. So we go down to penetration. Of course, the penetration is going to be better, or it's about average on penetration. And then, of course, we switch over to the hash. Just about every other tank, with the exception of the T-49, has better penetration on the when comparing the HE. Of course, you do want to run the HE. It's going to be to your benefits. I also switch over to gun rammer, primarily because HE, of course, is going to be your best friend. When we switch to gun rammer and we're running on the AP, Of course, it's not gonna come up against the FE. FE has really good penetration because it's British, but if you match up the you know, of course it's gonna be better. We go ahead and go down to the weapon handling. It is media core when it comes to aim time, and the dispersion is better than most, but the German Bulldog has better dispersion. Go down to the speed, or mobility. As you can obviously see, this thing has 80 kilometers per hour. It is the fastest tank in the game, although it does take a hot moment to get up to speed. We go ahead and go down to the camera ratings. You see, while still, it is 31% camera rating, and of course moving. Across the board, it is not the best, but it's not the worst. I don't know why the AMX is a better camera rating when they're the same. But regardless, this thing does have its perks with its camo. Go ahead and go down. It is average when it comes to credit coefficients, so you can, unlike the T49, when you're running the Hesh, you're going to make credits. It is not the best when it comes to credit making. Enriching it, I would not. You make credits even without boosters. If you have premium time, then yeah, definitely don't enrich it. The only tank out of this list I would recommend is, of course, to enrich, of course, is the T49. And then we go down to the, of course, still in the miscellaneous, we look at the armor. This thing has no armor at all. You could see the bright green across the board, with the exception of the AMX having the 20 on the sides of the hull and turret in the rear of the turret. This thing has no armor at all. So, of course, every tank will HE you. It does not matter, they are going to HE you. Which brings up, of course, the next topic in Armor Inspector. And here we are in Armor Inspector. As you can see, there is a lot of green and legit no red. No red at all. So, as I said, this thing has 20 mils of armor, literally on the sides, and then you got, like, some on that front. Even with the gun mantlets, you're going to go through. There's only 70 millimeters on that gun mantlets, and then the turret behind, and then what's behind it, of course, is 20 mil. So you only have, what is it, like 50 effective armor behind the gun mantlets, so everything's just going to go through. Of course, on the front as well. Another thing to note, as you can see with the armor profile, this thing does have a raised engine deck. So you cannot shoot over the back unless they are above you. When you're looking at it, you have, I'm trying to see, what's the gun depression? You have actually 1 degree of gun elevation when looking over the rear, so there is no gun depression at all across the back. Of course, if you're looking right here, you do have the full 6 degrees, I believe. Oh no, 10. Another thing I found weird. I guess it's just the way the tank is built. But off the front of the tank, you have 6 degrees of gun depression. When you're looking off the side, you get if I can grab the gun, you get 10 degrees of gun depression. So that can be used when you're looking over a ridge or something. But when you're going off the front, even though there's no armor regardless, so whichever side you're facing, of course, is not going to matter. But you do have that 10 degrees of gun depression off the sides, which is the same across most tanks. You're going to have a little more gun depression off the side, especially when it comes to the grill, the waffle, the Borsig also has it, and then there's a couple of other tanks. The what is it? Your rear turret tanks are usually going to have better gun depression off the rear or off the sides than they are the fronts, with the exception of the FE 215B. But I digress. The whole motive of this thing with the armor profile, you can see with literally no red, is going to be speed and flanking, as you'll see in the 2 replays I got for you. And let's go and get onto those. Alrighty, here we are on Naval Frontier. And the funny part about this video is this is actually the first battle I have in the tank. And just about for the next, 20 or so battles, I'm gonna have a whole bunch. I've had a really bad run in this, but it's kind of ironic that the first battle I have in the tank, in this tank, goes as well as this one will. So we are on Naval Frontier. We are on the south spawn, running up to the sea cap. As you can see, the traverse across the ground is not the best. It does not have the best terrain resistance. I didn't mention that, but you saw in the compare, there's not a lot of terrain resistance on this thing, so it does feel kind of sluggish. But once it gets up to speed, you're going to keep 80 miles or 80 kilometers per hour. So right now we're in a spotting position, trying to see if we can spot any tanks that come around that ridge. Thankfully for us, there are actually no tanks that come around, and the first up on our hit list is going to be this Cruel Twist, the German Bulldog. So you see, I do have the HE loaded. As you see, I can hit the side of the AT with that HESH, or the HEP, and we do damage the ammo rack right there, and we are going to put another shot in, which gets lucky, and then we take a shot from the German Bulldog. So now I'm going to start focusing. I unfortunately hit his gun with the HE, so I only do 81 damage. But I do switch back to the HEP and put another round in. So you can see this, even with the HE, you're still hitting pretty low alpha. This thing does not have a big alpha. So, I mean, it abides by the rules of low alpha, fast reload. That is why I recommend running the calibrated shells, because your HE is going to be your best damage dealer. On top of that, you can get onto flanks and get to the sides of tanks, put that HE to good use, and be doing around 280 damage. So we are going to go ahead and pull up and around. We are going to hit a lovely round on the move into the rear of the 34, and miss that round on the Smasher. Come around and put one on the 32. We do go ahead and track him in place, that way we can get behind him. I do take 2 shots, which bring me down to 514 HP. Drive over the rocks and hit that engine booster, so we can get the hell out of Dodge. As you can see, it is just the T-32 and the Defender, so I'm going to go ahead and, bully this 32. I do get 1 shot into the side, and I get behind him, and I load up that HEP again, and start putting one into the back. If you guys are unaware and have not ever gotten the memo, the backs of American tanks are very soft. And just about any tank will be able to put HE, or like a tier 1 can put rounds into the rear of a tier 10 medium, or the tier 10 M48 Patton. So that is one thing to note. So we do get another shot into the rear of the turret, and we are going to switch back to that HEP and put one more into the rear for our first kill. And I'm actually going to speed up the points to the end of the battle. As you can just see, there's not much more action that happens at the end of this. Alrighty, as you see, not much else happened at the end of that, but we did end on a second class, which was my first battle in this tank. Of course, got the Confederacy. We unfortunately did not get the spotting medal, because we didn't spot too many tanks. But we did make out with 27,000 credits and only doing 3,000 damage, thanks to that T-32. Then we go over to the team. I was top of the leaderboard for damage. The only other tanks, or the next highest, was over 1,000. So we did pretty good this round. And yeah, let's get on to the next replay. Here we are on Faust, and we are on the north spawn near ACAP. So what I should have mentioned at the beginning of the first replay is that the purpose of this tank, of course, is to get into a spotting position and, spot up the enemy team. What I will go ahead and do, well, we'll see. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put in a little clip of, getting to spotting positions and opening spotting right here.
ring is damaged. We can barely turn it.
Alrighty, here we are, back again. And as you can see, this thing is a excellent spotter, but you gotta get into those positions to, you know, work those, work the flanks. You see what we're going to go ahead and do here. This tank does work best when it's just on the move. You're putting shots in, hitting those sides, and not staying stationary. Again, there's no armor on this thing. Everything that comes your way is going to go through you unless they miss. So back to this replay, of course, we are going to load up the HEP, put a round in to the E25, get another one in, and which brings him down to a one-shot, and we unfortunately do not have the gun depression off the front. Do take a shot from the Leo as he was trying to hit the, or no, we were spotted, so he was aiming for us. We are going to pull down. I am going to put a lovely shot into the rear of the T-34-2, and we're going to go ahead and pull around at 80 kilometers per hour, slam into the side of this building, and come around to try to get a shot into the Projector 46, but was taken out before I had a chance. So we are going to pull up. I do get a shot. No, I do not get a shot. It's my bad. We're going to pull up, then take a shot. Unfortunately, it bounces, but we are going to, of course, keep our run and keep going. E25 right there. We do take a shot from him, but bring him out. And the Panther is telling people to shoot, because apparently someone is not shooting. I don't know who. We are going to continue. I do stop here to see if we get a shot on the Emil. Unfortunately, no one was there. So we're just going to go ahead and continue on. You can see our Lorraine 40T is in front of a couple of guns. So we're going to try to assist. I do get a shot onto him before the Lorraine gets in the way. And we're going to pull forward, again looking for more shots. Try to see if you get one on the 50 FV201. But unfortunately, there are no shots there. So we're going to hit that engine booster. We're going to put one into the side. We get our engine damage. We repair it. We're going to do a lovely drive-by. We are going to stop right here, put one into the side, get a lovely fire for 412 damage. We are going to pull up and around, bring him down to a one-shot, unfortunately, and we are actually going to be taken out. Again, there is no armor on this thing. I had no chance of bouncing that. So we are going to spectate the rest of this battle. I go ahead and switch over to the IS-6, who is going to ram the Emil for, I believe, on 7 HP, and hit him in the face with that HE. And the turret goes flying. After that, we go ahead and end on a third class, and we made out with 15,000 credits and only doing 1,000 damage. Of course, with the one kill on the E25. Go ahead and go over to the team. We were third on the leaderboard. The IS-6 and P-44 stole first and second place. So yeah, kudos to them. Alrighty guys, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and drop a like, hit that subscribe button as well as the bell to be notified when I upload in the future. Of course, if you want to send any replays, please feel free to hit that link in the description. That will take you to my Discord, where you can of course post any replays in the respective channel, as well as my Discord information if you want to, DM me replays if that's what you choose. There's also an email down there if you want to do neither of those options, and of course, send me a replay with a short description, like the damage, what tank it is, and what map, and we'll see if we get them onto the channel. Of course, if you want to see any, if you want me to review any more tanks, let me know in the comment section what you want to see. And I do have a couple more videos that are going to go up soon. I got a review for the FV215B now that I have it, and I am also going to do another how-to blitz video. I got a really good replay that will show a lot and teach some stuff. Anyways, yeah, until next time, we'll see you on the battlefield.